welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to do my No Pan Left Behind update. I did just do this a few weeks ago, so it hasn't been a full month. I usually like to wait at least a month before I do an update, but I was so close to finishing up these two palettes that I have in the project. I didn't want to wait 2 more weeks before I roll in some new ones. I figured let's just get it out the way now and give me more time to work on something new. Okay, so I have been working on the What's Up Beauty Dragon's Eye palette and also the Gloss Gods New Neutrals. As of today, I still had 3 left over in the Dragon's Eye, but I have used them on my eyes today. So it is what you see on my eyes. Let's start with the Dragon's Eye. I have officially gone into every single shade now, and this is what the palette looks like. So today I went into this shade right here, I went into this one and also this purple, and then in my crease I used a different shade from a different palette. So yeah, this one is officially done. I'm very happy. It's a good palette to use for this time of year, but it did take me a little bit longer. I think this project just was pushed to the back burner and it wasn't my focus over the last couple months. But overall, I do like going into this palette. I just think generally I would prefer, and I've said this multiple times, maybe to have a little bit more of a contrast with the tones in this palette because they're very mid-tone, and I would have preferred to have maybe something really light and bright to brighten it up. Like in my inner corner right now, I'm just using a highlighter. There is no shade in here that I could use aside from this one, but it flips heavily green and I didn't want a green inner corner today. So I think that's just my only thing that I always come back to with this palette. Is it the perfect color story? No. I did recently do a video swatching all of the What's Up Beauty, including their Skyfire palette, and when I swatched this one, it did remind me how beautiful it is. Like, I actually genuinely like the color story. I really like this peachy shade in amongst all the other tones in here. But when I'm doing a makeup look, I do like to go into a different palette. So that's the only thing that, yeah, it's always niggling in the back of my mind. But anyway, this one is done, and I'll put up on the screen which month I went into which shade. I feel like, you know, there's not really much to show in this project, but I like to show that one. And then obviously if you want to see looks that I do with this, I do a recap of every single month, the looks that I captured for that month, and I do talk about by palette. So there will be looks for the Dragon's Eye in my most recent video that I posted at the beginning of this month, where I will go through all of the palettes that I used in the month of April. And then obviously I'll do the next thing for the month of May when May is done. But yeah, I don't like to include them in this video, just simply because I don't actually keep the footage by this point. So I don't even think I have the footage anymore. So if you want to go see that, you can go check that video out. But the other palette that I have been working on, like I said, is the Gloss Gods New Neutrals. And this one I finished, I think, a few days ago, where I ended up going into the last shade that I needed to go into. But otherwise, the shades that I did need to go into, which I have now done, obviously since last update, is this one right here. And then I needed to go into these 2 shades right here, and then also these 2 shades. The bird outside is chirping very loudly. I'm sure you can hear it. But those were the final shades that I needed to go into in this palette, and all the other ones I had already gone into. So I did a decent push on this one because I had basically almost half of the palette left to go. And you know what? I really do still like this palette, and I don't care what anyone says. I've had comments saying I don't like that palette. I don't care. I like this palette, and I always try to defend it. I feel like I'm always defending this palette. But I think for me personally, it was really nice to go into this because it is a palette that I have repurchased and then I neglected, and it's reinforced my opinion that I do like this palette. It's just I have simply too many palettes to go around to really give everything the attention that it needs. But going into this project, obviously, use all of the shades, so it makes me feel good now that I've actually used all the shades in this palette, including this one, which is kind of a scary one for me because it's super dark. But I did end up going into it a few days ago with my purple look, which I really enjoyed. I mean, I know I wasn't gonna say wasn't gonna include pictures in this, but I put it in the outer corner and it just added the depth. Even though it is a shimmer, I put it in the inner corner and it just added the depth that I really needed for that look to like bump up to the next level, because I thought it looked really pretty, and it's super like cool tone but like dark. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. I really like this palette. You have like green shades too if you want to. You have this lovely duochrome, whatever. I ended up going into this one. So I have now finished both of those palettes in terms of a no pan left behind. So we are going to be rolling in 2 new palettes to work on. I've already picked them. I'm not randomizing this simply because I kind of want to dictate what I'm doing, and I think this one was the first one that immediately made the most sense to me to pull. So I'm going to put the 'Tis the Season from Cosmic Beauty in this project. I have asked, and a lot of you said yes, I want to see 3 looks or 4 looks with this palette. So I thought, what better way to incentivize myself other than, you know, using this palette, what better way to like motivate myself by just putting it in a project? So now I have to use all the shades. So I will be filming that video at some point, But this is the palette and it's super colorful. I feel like I've only done 1 look with this palette, so I feel bad, but I really do think that it is a palette that I will find a lot of versatility with, because I really do like palettes that have multiple tones, multiple colors and shades and depths, and I do think this palette has it. And I don't care that it's Christmas. I just don't care. Just by looking at it, I feel like I'm already seeing so much that I could do, and it annoys me that I haven't done anything with this palette. Everything is up for grabs, really, honestly. I did go into this from my Shop My Stash as well, and I went into a few shades, but I haven't, you know, really fully dedicated myself to this palette to do one specific look other than one other time. So now we're gonna do it. We're gonna do No Pan Left Behind, and it's gonna be kind of fun. I haven't even like touched the greens. Like this palette is a palette that I haven't even swatched all around. So it definitely needs my full attention, and I immediately thought, I want to roll that one in to my No Pan Left Behind. So this is the first one that I'm going to be working on. And then this other one, I'm not entirely sure if I've done the right thing, but it is a palette that I feel like honestly is not, I don't know if I even like this palette. I'm just gonna put it out there. I don't think I like this palette, and I don't think I've liked it ever since I got it, because I just feel like it was disappointing. But you know, it is just a simple like neutral palette, so I can't expect more from it. But I am going to be rolling in the Nude Prism from Lunar Beauty. I did end up getting rid of one of the shades because it was looking a little bit rough around the edges. So again, I'm kind of worried about this formula and just sort of, I want to get to grips with this palette before I need to call it a day, regardless of how it's going. I've had it for a few years now, and I really do feel like I don't use it, and I don't. And I do have another Lunar Beauty palette, and I have enjoyed it more because I enjoy the color story more. But I think overall, the formula is okay. There's nothing wrong with the formula, but it's not what I expected. So I think I was just heavily disappointed in that respect. Star-Crossed is though screaming to me. It is this gorgeous sort of bronzy brown, and I don't know, there's something about this. I know it's not colorful, and if you are a colorful queen, this is going to be very boring for you all, but I do like to do neutral looks, and I haven't been able to do that many neutral looks recently because I haven't really had any palettes and projects that scream neutral to me. So maybe I really enjoy going into my new neutrals from Gloss Gods, and I want to just carry that on and be able to just do a neutral look and spend some time working on palettes that I neglect. So I feel like this is a win-win for me, and we'll see how I get on. You know what? At the end of this, it might be a chopping block palette. Who knows? I am accumulating a list of palettes that are on my chopping block, and this one, without even going into it, it definitely could be on that list, but I think maybe after doing a no pan left behind, it might sway me one way or the other. So I have a few reasons for rolling this one in. So anyway, this one is rolled into this project. So I will be working on these two palettes. We'll see how I get on. They are a little bit bigger than the previous two palettes that I've just been working on. So I do think it's going to take me a few months. So I doubt that I'll be able to get through at least one of these by next time, which is why I want to start this video a little bit earlier, you know? I just want to get started. So that is it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you'd like to, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!